let's get actionable for a moment. Are there specific types of exercise that have the most evidence in support of improving mitochondrial health?
The answer is both. Okay, so the answer, and also Goldilocks, not too much of anything. So, it's the same answer for all the lifestyle changes that one can do. So what do I mean by that? So we have endurance exercise and we have resistance exercise. With resistance, you're building muscle. If you build muscle, the muscle have lots of mitochondria, so you build more mitochondria. So more guys that can send around good treats. With enduring exercise, during exercise, the electrons that are supposed to go through this chain to generate eventually ATP are leaking always. About 5% of them also are leaking. Leaking. And when they leak, they make what we call reactive oxygen species or oxidative stress, or free radicals. And those are very interacting molecules that cause damage. And so we thought for a while, let's take all the vitamins that we can to completely eliminate ROS. No, those ROS are good. During exercise, the ROS are telling the nucleus, I've been working my tail off. I may need replenishing of parts because I burned them out. So get going, synthesize them, or start the signals to synthesize them. So you generate better, fresher mitochondria, which is always good. So the two types of exercise giving you different things. One, more muscle, so more mitochondria. The other one, more mitochondria because you exercise them and you refresh, you recycle, you increase mitophagy and so on. So both.
Both resistance training and endurance.
And not too much, because if you do too much, then you cause damage. So definitely in resistant exercise, you know that you can hurt your back, you can pull a muscle, you can break something, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
I know you know because I've been listening. But
story of my life.
But also in endurance exercise, running too much makes enough ROS, and people that have a genetic predisposition to ALS, to Lugavere disease, they have more ROS that can actually trigger the disease. And we know that quite a few, this is a rare disease, quite a few of the subjects that have the disease were famous athletes. So
now, how do you know what too much is? Like
if after we asked exercise specialists in that, and one of the things that she said, if you after you exercise, you always feel that you're exhausted and you're more likely to get a cold and you're in a bad mood, just listen to your body. You know that. And by the way, if you do weight and it really hurt, listen.
Yeah.
Don't go through that. Oftentimes you hear trainers that are with good intentions saying, no, go through that.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, exactly. There are studies that showed, for example, that 20-year-old young men in the army went through a grueling walk, many kilometers, taking with them a weight that was equal to their body weight. They've completed this grueling exercise. They had lots of damaged mitochondria. They also broken bones and damage to their kidneys and so on. There is no longer used as a way to train soldiers for that reason. Too much is bad. Too little is bad.
Yeah. It's always shocking to me. It's just so counterintuitive when you consider that sedentary behavior is actually a stressor, a cellular mitochondrial stressor. Because it doesn't feel like stress. It feels like the opposite of stress, when in fact it's very stressful from the standpoint of
just being sedentary.
Yeah, I'm not talking about taking a rest day or relaxing after a long day in the office. I'm talking about chronic sedentary behavior, how stressful that can be on the body.
Yeah, it's depressing. It's lack of interaction. But I want to tell you something about exercise that's probably not intuitive to you, or maybe intuitive, but you're not acting on it. So we spoke with a researcher that is very interested in watching behavior, exercise practices, and mobility also in tribes elsewhere where what available is not a gym, but actually. And he would go in Africa to visit a tribe there, and everybody would be sitting down. The children would be sitting down. Everybody is sitting down. Nobody is exercising. Nobody is moving unless they have to do something with it. So preserving energy was a way we had to act so that we can use the energy when we need it. And now we go back to the access. We live in such an access. So for us not to move is really bad. They are moving, but they move when they need.
But also their diets are probably way lower in terms of calorie density.
Absolutely. And not ultra-processed food. And yeah, absolutely. But they do eat barbecued things or burn things on the fire, so they do expose themselves to bad things like we do.
Would you say that ultra-processed foods are uniquely harmful from the standpoint of mitochondrial health?
Uniquely harmful. Yeah, I would say I'm trying to think about anything else. I think uniquely harmful to the mitochondria and also to your microbiome, both. Why is that? Because it's rich in compounds that are the aldehydes, so they by themselves cause damage, or are these carbon source that are causing what is called age. So interaction of sugar and the like onto macromolecules, both are harmful.
Age, those are advanced glycation end products.
Right, exactly. And those are, they don't require enzyme to be put on, and so there is no enzyme to take them off. And that's part of the reasons why that is, until the protein is going to recycling, it's going to hang around.
Man, so they're aptly named.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
The age in aging.
The age and
or also in people who are diabetic, yeah.
Hey, if you like that video, you need to check out this one here, and I'll see you there.